Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at PayPal, and we have this wave 1 to the upside that formed in 5 waves, after which we have two scenarios, one of them being the case that we finished the wave 2 down here within the support zone down to $50, after which we moved up in a wave A, a wave B to the downside, and then a C wave that is now forming to take us even higher. Now this would form a diagonal pattern to the upside for this chart in this larger third wave, but it is still a possibility that it happens. There's no way for me to count this as a 5-wave move anyway, so this is clearly a 3-wave move. But yeah, the alternative to this white scenario is the yellow scenario, in which we, instead of finishing the wave 2 here, we only formed the A wave to the downside, and then we formed a wave B up, and we are now within the C wave to the downside. And within this C wave we completed a wave 1, and we are now forming the wave 2 to the upside before we go lower in the third wave. With that said, going into the shorter time frame here, we did form after this low at around $56 here. We did form 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this fits for both yellow and white scenarios, for the yellow being an A wave and for the white scenario being a wave 1, for which we have an overlapping support zone. So for both cases we have the same support zone. And unfortunately, in the last video, I might have provided the support zone in the video before the last video, but yeah, we didn't reach the support zone, and I think in the last video we were somewhere around this area. And yeah, sometimes it just happens that you just don't quite get to the support zone, and that is unfortunate, but the fact is that the risk-reward ratio just wasn't there at this level. It's just not favorable, because the invalidation point for this whole move up is actually down at around $56, and having a support zone that just spans through the entire price range that started from down here up here is just not viable. It just doesn't provide a good risk-reward ratio. And yes, sometimes you miss trades, and this happens where you don't actually reach it. We did get very close to the first level of the support zone at $67, but oh well, we didn't get to it. Now there's still a possibility that we will get to it, and that is the case where we are forming an A, B, C correction to the downside with an overshooting wave B. And then within this wave B, I would still expect maybe a slightly higher high here in yeah, as you can see also in the green scenario we have an A, B, C movement here, but I would just like to see a slightly higher high in this area to complete this and be easier to consider this a 5-wave move. It's not needed, it's not necessary. We can go directly lower, it would just look better. And yeah, this is not actually a trade setup for you to enter a trade in this area to go higher here. But regardless of that, there's 2 ways we can count this movement to the upside here. The first being the green scenario, in which we had a wave A up, a wave B down, and then a C wave to the upside, which could form this wave B that would take us lower into the support zone ideally. Now there's also the blue scenario, in which we had a wave 1 up here, a wave 2, and we are now forming the third wave to the upside here with a 4th and a 5th to come, that yeah, could either complete this let me go into the higher time frame here, could complete this C wave in yellow here, or form a rather new 1-2 setup, so it would be a 1-2 1-2, which should then continue its path into the C wave, or rather into the third wave of the C wave to the upside. Now, while that is a possibility, we are not there yet and we need to track this. And for this blue scenario, while I also still expect and I would still like this third wave to extend further in this blue scenario where we go directly higher, I will not provide you a support zone for this micro movement to the upside. I will only provide a larger support zone, an overall support zone for this third wave, which is, yeah, from $76 down to $74. If we break below $74, I would start to heavily incline towards the idea that we are still within this C wave in yellow that should take us to the support zone for real this time. But yeah, this is the trade setup, and if we form 5 waves up here, we will actually get a new trade setup that has a lot of potency. Not as great odds as the previous one down here, but still decent. And anyway, this is still active. This support zone is still the main trade setup. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover. And I hope to see you in the next videos, and have a nice day. Bye bye.